Hi everyone, today we're going to make GIS, which stands for Geographic Information Systems, super simple and easy to understand. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what GIS is, how it is used in Mapwork, the key components you need to know for exams, and some practical tips to answer GIS questions and earn full marks. Let's get started. So what exactly is GIS? GIS is a computer-based system that is used to collect, store, analyze, and display geographic data. It combines maps with layers of information to help us understand patterns, relationships, and trends in the real world. You can think of GIS as a very advanced version of Google Maps, but specifically designed for analyzing geographic information. It's not just looking at maps, it's about using data to make decisions and answering questions. GIS is extremely important in geography because it helps us to analyze information and make informed decisions. In Mapwork, GIS questions often ask you to identify features, analyze patterns, explain trends, or suggest solutions based on the information presented. Unlike memorization based questions, GIS questions test your understanding of how to read and interpret data effectively and how to link what you see on a map or orthophoto to real world scenarios. In Mapwork, GIS often appears in the form of orthophotos, topographic maps, or digital maps with multiple layers. These layers can include things like roads, rivers, population distribution, land use, vegetation, and infrastructure. When answering GIS questions, you are expected to look at these layers carefully and use them to identify patterns, explain relationships, and suggest practical solutions. Always remember the key to scoring marks is analyzing the data, not just defining what GIS is. There are 5 main components of GIS that you need to know for exams. First, the hardware, which includes computers, satellites, and GPS devices that collect and store data. Second, the software, which refers to the programs that process and analyze the data, like GIS applications. Third, the data itself, which can be maps, satellite images, or other geographic information. Fourth, the people, which include analysts, planners, and decision makers who use GIS to solve problems. And finally, the methods, which are the processes used to organize, analyze, and display the data. In exams, if you can mention at least 4 of these components, you are most likely to score full marks. To make GIS more practical, let's look at some real-life examples. Town planners use GIS to design cities efficiently, deciding where to place roads, schools, and parks. Disaster management teams use GIS to prepare for and respond to floods, fires, or other emergencies. Police and law enforcement use GIS for crime mapping to track patterns or hotspots. Environmentalists use GIS to monitor land use, pollution, and conservation areas, while traffic planners use it to manage road networks and reduce congestion. Knowing these examples is useful because examiners often ask you to explain real-life applications of GIS. Now let's talk about how GIS helps in exams. When you are answering GIS questions, always focus on analyzing the data rather than just memorizing definitions. Look at the maps or orthophotos carefully. Identify patterns and explain them in your own words. Use keywords like analyze, compare, identify patterns, or explain trends because this shows the examiner that you understand GIS. Linking your answer directly to what you see on the map or the data layers is essential for scoring marks. Common GIS question types include identifying features, analyzing patterns and trends, explaining causes, and suggesting solutions. For example, a question might ask you to identify areas prone to flooding based on a map, explain why flooding occurs there, and suggest ways to manage it. Practicing these type of questions will help you feel confident during exams and make it easier to structure your answers. Here are a couple of exam tips to help you maximize your marks. First, always link your answers to the map and data provided. If a question asks why a river floods, don't just say heavy rain. Explain how heavy rainfall combined with urban development or steep slope contributes to flooding. Writing 2 to 3 sentences per mark ensures that your answer is detailed enough to earn full marks. Second, make sure you know and use key GIS terms like layers, orthophoto, data, analyze, and trends. Using these terms correctly demonstrates your understanding and makes your answers stronger. To quickly revise, remember that GIS stands for Geographic Information System, and the 5 main components are hardware, software, data, people, and methods. GIS is used in many real-life scenarios, including town planning, disaster management, crime mapping, environmental monitoring, and traffic planning. In exams, always link your answers to the map. Use keywords and analyze patterns carefully. By doing this, you'll be able to answer GIS questions confidently and score high marks. Thanks for watching. I hope GIS now feels a lot simpler and more practical for your Mapwork exams. Don't forget to subscribe for more geography tips and tutorials, and leave a comment if you have any questions or if there's another topic you want me to explain. Good luck with your studies, and I'll see you in the next video.